it. Did anyone try doing it? Just to quickly recapitulate on what we did last day was a squibble activity where you had to draw random lines and then reflect on what shapes are coming up. And then we dealt with a little bit of storytelling. So this was a quick icebreaker activity which you can do it with your children, those who are coming for counseling. So,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is this wiggle activity for ADHD child also?
Yes, ADHD children will also connect with this activity. In fact, this is a very versatile activity. The squibble, which we did, it is very versatile. It can be implemented on any age group. And depending on the age group of children, like if they are very young, you can only do the squibble activity and ask them to maybe color each of these compartments. Especially for ADHD children, if you can tell them to color each of them, that requires a lot of patience. So
Yes,
whenever
ma'am.
they are coming to your sessions, you can ask them to maybe fill up a few portions every day so that it doesn't become very overwhelming, or they can choose to color it at home as well. So
Okay,
it
ma'am.
serves a dual purpose.
Thank you, ma'am.
For younger children, coloring would be helpful. For older children, you start observing what are the symbols and how they are connecting and story making. That can be done maybe 7 years onwards. For below 7 years, you can only engage in coloring activity. That would be a quick catharsis as well as engagement, as well as your an icebreaker activity. In fact,
Ma'am, it can also improve the eye and the motor coordination, eye and hand
yes,
coordination.
yes, very much required for developmental skills. So good for younger children, children who have poor handwriting, who have poor fine motor skill. They don't coordinate well with their pencil and what they are writing. You can always implement this. It will be a great start. And what I have observed, they generally like doing this. It calms them down to a great extent.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, so moving on today, Rashmija, next slide, please. Okay, I'll give you a quick overview of what we are going to do the next 5 days because we are on the fifth day. Today we'll be doing the pyramid, not the pyramid, sorry, the iceberg activity. For that, you need basic stationery, a piece of paper, and a few sketch pens, or even a pen will do. So, basic stationery for today. Now, for the next 5 days, we'll be touching upon case history taking. I'll share you a template and certain basic qualities which a counselor can have or a child counselor may have. Then we have I Need, I Feel Self Care Flip Book the next day, for which you'll be needing pieces of paper, A4 sheets, a penknife or a scissor, and a few markers to write down, and some glue. Glue or a stapler will also do. We'll send you the material list. Very basic supplies, nothing much. The next one is challenges of childhood counseling, children counseling, and workshop ideas. We are going to brainstorm a few ideas which you can conduct with children, preteens, and even a few ideas for the teens. Then we have understanding of fear and one activity we are going to do. And the last day we are going to do the CBT worksheets. A few worksheets I'm going to share which can be useful for you in your sessions. And the last practice session will be there only for the winners. Others who have joined in will not get a chance to attend this. Okay, and we have a few lives coming up that will be sand play, TAT first card, as well as mini MSc, mental status examination. So these few lives will be up, and the dates will be announced on our social pages. So if in case you have not followed, you can follow any one of them. It will be there in the PDF, which I'll be sending you. Okay, next slide, Roshmita. So today we are going to look into the iceberg activity. I had briefly touched upon this while I was discussing a few other things. So, can you tell me the speciality of an iceberg? What an iceberg is, and how
Ma'am,
can we start implementing the same in knowing the children's mind?
मैम कहना है
Yes, please.
आइसबर्ग की स्पेशलिटी यही है कि जो हम सामने से देखते हैं और अंदर से बच्चे के माइंडसेट में क्या चल रहा है,
Mm-hmm.
तो वो होता है वो जो आइसबर्ग पूरा वो बताया हुआ है उन्होंने कि जो ऊपर से दिखता है वो जरूरी नहीं है कि वही हो। इन द इनर आपको नहीं पता कि अंदर क्या है।
Ekdam. Perfect.
थैंक यू।
Okay, as Sakshi ma'am was saying that iceberg, as we know the speciality, अगर सिर्फ iceberg के बारे में ही हम लोग बात करें, it is only the tip which we can see, only the tip. Speciality of an iceberg is one third of an iceberg is visible and the rest of it is below the water. आपको टाइटैनिक शायद आप लोग सभी ने देखे होंगे। तो टाइटैनिक में क्या हुआ, थोड़ा सा दिख रहा था तो कैप्टन ने सोचा पास से गुजर जाएंगे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, पर इतना बड़ा एक चंक था, it affected the ships, the bottom part of the ship very badly. So this, taking this characteristic in mind, we will be doing today's activity, which will be emphasized on external behavior or internal thoughts and emotions of the children. Okay, so everyone ready with your stationery? Rashmija, next slide. Okay, the basic instruction, very basic activity, but a very, very powerful one. Okay, if you do this, you will understand how deep it can be. And this activity is generally applicable maybe 8 years onwards, when children have started interacting, forming relationships, and maybe having certain issues with their environment. Okay, whoever comes to you, there will be a prime concern area. So based on that, you can start your observation, what the child writes, what the child feels. Okay, everything can be seen through this activity. So what we do first is, instructions would be, when you are introducing this concept to the child, it would be like talking about an iceberg first. Okay, or maybe if you have certain provisions to show them how an ice floats, it will be more of a practical learning for the child. You can show them how an ice cube floats on water, in a glass of water, and you can show them that it's just only this part which is seen above, and below the surface there's so much more to it. Okay, so you explain the concept first, or ask the child what they know about icebergs, and then you move on to this activity. Instructions would be more like, let's do something about what we learned today. Let's see how we can understand ourselves through this iceberg. Okay, so let's draw one iceberg first, and then we'll start exploring what all other things we can write upon it. Okay, you introduce the thing first. So what you need to do is ask the child to draw a simple iceberg. So for you also, you can start drawing an iceberg either with a pen, pencil, sketch pen, whatever you want to use. It may be any shape. You don't need to be an artist to draw that. But make sure the water line which the child is drawing, it should be only on the one third part which is above the water. So give them proper instructions that the water level should be where only you can see one third of the iceberg. If they have difficulty understanding, you can draw one first and show them so that they feel comfortable. So this is what I have drawn. It will hardly take a minute. You can draw a different design altogether, up to you. So we'll start with this introductory line: what others see versus what others don't see. Okay, so what others see would be lying above the water level. So that's the only small portion which other people are observing in you. And the below portion, it would be what others don't see, what you don't show, or what you have inside, which other people cannot understand. So the bottom part, a large part of it, is below the water level. Okay, next slide, please, Roshmija. Any questions over here? Any questions on the instruction? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Great. So what we need to understand here is we'll be doing this activity with the child. So we'll also be writing a few things about us. So what we are seeing on the surface would be, this is for your knowledge. This you're not going to share it with the child in the first go itself. What you see is the words, the tone of your speech, the body language, the gestures. What you're going to tell the child is what other people see you as, or your behavior. It can be like the way you talk, or maybe the way you speak to others, or the way you help others, or when you get angry, how do you react? Okay, and what kind of gestures do you do? What kind of actions lead to your behavior? So these are the things which they are going to write, and this is the way you're going to tell them. Okay, and the deep structure which we know is the beliefs, values. These will be very heavy terms for children. So what you tell them, that what do you feel, who you are as a child, what all qualities do you have? Okay, what all things do you like doing, or why do you think your brother fought with you? Is there any anger inside you, or is there any hurt inside you which you are unable to tell other people? Okay, so why, if they write certain negative aspects about their behavior on top, that's the time when you start probing them and helping them writing the other things. What are your dreams? What are your feelings? What are your desires? Or how do you see your friends to be? How do you help your friends when in need? So these are the things which they are going to write at the bottom below the water surface. I'll show you one example. Next slide, Roshmija. Can you zoom in, Roshmija, a little? Is it possible? If you look at this particular picture, the child has drawn the iceberg, and on top he has written he's ticked, he's a nerd, he reacts very easily, very threatening, hits others. Children will write all these things, or they may write good things about themselves also, helpful and all those things. But negative words, if you see that there are a lot of negative words on the tip of the iceberg, what is actually causing them? So you start probing. Like you have written, for example, I'm giving you, he reacts easily. So, okay, I understand that you react easily, you have written so, but what do you feel about this? Is it that you react easily, or does something happen for a very long time that makes you react so easily? Okay, so that's the time when he starts writing about what all things led to that problem. ऐसा होता है ना कि बार बार किसी ने आके बोला कि बहुत withstand कर लिया, एक दिन हुआ that I burst out, right? So people might perceive me or view me to be a very short-tempered person, or a very loud person, or an angry person. But क्यों हुआ है वो? बहुत दिन का वो withstand करके then I burst out. So the things which we don't tell other people, they will only see us to be short-tempered. But why did this exactly happen? Or there is a lack of love, there is a lack of family bonding. My mother doesn't listen to me when I go back home. These are very common issues which comes out when they start writing about these things. Children might face trouble writing it down, so you can help them out. You can write your own thing. Maybe make up one particular situation and then explain them. That maybe you're angry. What about your friends? How many do you have? Then they start talking that I don't have any friends. I feel very lonely. So you can instruct them over here, direct them over here to write down that maybe I'm lonely. I need friends. Under the surface. So you can see the child has written so many things over here. So many incidents, so many things which the child has hidden within him. Like someone bullied me, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to safeguard. He has no friends. He's written, I'm timid. I'm not very confident about myself. So from below the surface, you're going to take up cues. You're going to take up clues in order how to help the child. That's going to lead your counseling sessions in future. And also let the child express what's going on inside him. What actually is the matter and what is actually happening inside him or her. So can you tell me, looking at this picture, I hope you have understood. So I would give you some time to work on your iceberg. Okay, do it yourself. Otherwise, you'll not be able to understand what actually happens. So how other people see you as, and what actually is inside you. You don't need to show it in the class or anything. This will be very personal. So what you write are the things which other people view you, and what you are going through inside. Why are you reacting that way? Why are you anxious? Why are you angry? Why are you upset? Why are you depressed? There may be a plethora of reasons why things are happening just on the surface, which I'm showing others. Okay, so I'll give you approximately 5 to 7 minutes time to work on this. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, you may ask me.
How old is this child? How old is this child who made the iceberg?
This one?
Yes.
This one I've taken from a case history from Google. Okay, it was approximately 10 years old, the child.
Ma'am, I have question. If,
Yes.
for example, if this one we are going to write about the what is inside is going on and what is outside, So sometime the children will not express, They will not express how what is their inside, and sometimes they don't understand. How we can let them to express these things?
You can do the activity with the child. If there is some form of resistance, these are for little older children. Okay, once you have developed a rapport with them, then only start this activity. Over a few sessions, once you have done other things, once you have built a little bit of rapport with the person, with the child, and the child has started relying on you, that's the time when they will open up also. Okay, in case there are children who are not opening up, you can guide them by doing your own iceberg. Okay, you can show them how it's done. Like you can give them your life incidents, maybe a few simple ones, which they can relate to, and then you can write it down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
मैम वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम माय साइड कि मैम जैसे अभी आपने कहा कि हम लोग अपना आइसबर्ग बनाए, तो मैम कई बार होता है कि फीलिंग समझ में नहीं आती, जैसे अभी आपने कहा कि व्हाट अदर्स सी दैट इज
Ma'am, we can't hear you, ma'am. Aparna ma'am.
यस मैम no that is not a matter of judging actually ma'am. There is a problem कि कभी-कभी मैम जैसे अभी what others see that is very fine, वो हमने फटाफट लिख लिया, but right now मैम I am talking about myself actually.
Okay.
मैम what others don't see मैम उसमें आ ही नहीं रही मैं इसमें क्या लिखूं. So how can we मतलब first of all this what
I'm
can we
giving
do?
you one example. I'm giving you, say for example, I write on top. Maybe the child, whoever will be coming to you, will come with a plethora of problems. There will be concern areas. You know that. You already know that the teacher or the parent has come and complained about the child. Okay, that's what we are looking at. All the chief complaints will go on top. Okay, so after discussing with the child, it is about that the child doesn't have friends. Say for instance, I'm talking about maybe aggression in children. That's the most common problem which we see. So what happens here, the child may write, I don't have friends. Okay, that's the first thing they write. Second thing, maybe they can write, I get into fights easily, or I can't control my temper. Everyone feels I'm very aggressive, or maybe I hit others very easily. Okay,
Okay.
He may label them as I'm a bully. Once
Hmm.
children start talking about a particular child, they start
Hmm.
labeling themselves only. So that's what they write on top, the problem areas. But
Okay.
what actually has led to that problem, no one tries to understand. Maybe a child who is hitting someone very badly maybe have the need to make friends, maybe have the need to kind of bond with the other children. He's very alone, he's left alone.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
while you're
Exactly.
explaining the tip of the iceberg, what you ask them is, what may have led you to, hit the other child? Are you hurt somewhere? Or is there anything which you would like to change within you, through which you'll not be able to, which you will make friends around you? Or what can you do in order to make more friends? So that's the time when they start brainstorming, and then they write their qualities. You can always lead them by asking them, write about your qualities below the iceberg, which I know you have, which
Okay.
other people don't see in you. That's the easiest way to start. Okay, that's
Okay,
the
ma'am.
time when they also feel confident. And I have these qualities, but still something is missing where I'm not being able to show them that.
Okay,
See,
ma'am.
that
Got it.
child only writes that I have a very soft heart, but it's not matching with the behavior he's
Surroundings.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
See,
ask
there is
them.
a lot of problems.
Yes, this will be a very conversational activity. Once you start doing it, you will be able to understand. For children, they might find it a little, difficult, but you can lead the session. Once they write the tip, then move on to the base.
Okay, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Start off with the qualities first, and then they slowly develop on that. What are the other things which are, you feel that you have, but other people can't see you, or they misunderstand you? These are the statements which you can use. Okay. There can be long stated trauma in the child which may have led to certain issues or problems which comes up through this activity. If you have children coming to you, positively do this, because it opens up a lot of information for you. But again, a word of caution, don't start off in the first session itself. Start off maybe after a few sessions where you have developed a rapport, they know you, and then you start talking. The very first go, if you have to do, they will like, no, I don't want to tell you anything, so don't try this in the very first session. Try a few physical games with them. Children bond very well, if you try physical games and group games, and then they will automatically come and start talking about certain issues. Okay, so who all are done? If you want to share, if anyone wants to share what they have written, how can they connect certain things? If anyone wants to send their picture in the group, we can start understanding and analyzing maybe to one point.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Can I share?
Yes, please. You can send it in
Yes.
the group, ma'am, if you are there.
Yes, ma'am, I am in the group.
Yes, if you can share there, we can all have a look at it.
ओके एज मैंने तो बहुत रफली बनाया है
Ah, ठीक है, no
तो मैं
issues. Drawing is not important. What you have written and how you're connecting with it will be important.
ओके ओके लेट मी ओके मैम
Thank
थैंक
you.
यू
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
In the group, only admins can send the messages, I
Oh,
guess.
okay. 1 second. Is it possible to send in this chat then? I'm changing the setting. I've changed it to all participants. Please try now. I think it will work. Okay, I'll just show you one example which I have written, which I had come across one child. On top of the iceberg, I've written anger and being insensitive. Okay, and when we started talking, it was that the child was extremely angry all the time, always having a frown on the face, and considered to be an insensitive child without any empathy towards her peers. So when we did this, these were the responses which came in. Okay, I'll read it out. Hurt, neglect. The child had written empathy. That means the child already had some amount of love and care for others, but was unable to express. Another thing which was there was lack of communication. That means the child had some communication problems. The child was unable to express what she's feeling to others. So what happened, what led was a lot of misunderstanding between the peer group and even the teachers. Maybe the child is feeling something, wants to say something, but lands up saying something else. So there's a whole lot of communication error which is happening, which she also knows, but unable to understand how to go about the communication system. So what we did in the counseling session was to build on the communication network very strong. What to say when to stop, when to start. All these soft skills were taught to the child through CBT, cognitive behavior therapy worksheets, as well as the child's peer circle was spoken to. Along with that, the parents were also brought into the session to understand what's the family dynamics. Why is the child remaining so irritated all the time? Always throwing tantrums, always being very verbally aggressive. Why is it happening? So understanding the family dynamics, also it was found that the child was pretty neglected. She used to stay most of the time on her own with only help in the house, and the parents were working. So there was hardly any time for family bonding. Always need. On top of which, we had communication errors. So once we started building on that, many of the children started understanding this child. Okay, and
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
At
Aarti.
what age we can use CBT, ma'am?
CBT would be
Student.
good for older children, 8 years and above, because then you need to explain a lot of things. It's more of psychoeducation as well. Okay, I'll be
Yes,
explaining CBT in the last class. So
Okay,
there
ma'am.
I'll talk about it a little more.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have shared my picture in the group.
Yes. Yes, everyone can check, those who are there. Or O3, is it possible to share this picture?
Sorry, ma'am.
No, I was speaking to my
Ma'am, I'll try my best.
yes.
Just a second.
Sakshi ma'am, is it okay if I share my screen here? Is it okay
It
for
is
you?
absolutely fine. No problem at all.
Okay, thank you. So by the time O3 shares the screen, you can have a look at what Sakshi ma'am has written. Like the top of the iceberg, she has written hardworking, anger, positive, stressed, anxious, mood swings. And below the surface, she has written overthinking, family issues, overcaring, workload, physical health issues, career tension. So Sakshi ma'am, taking the concept, this thing from you, how would you start relating to what's actually happening, or how people view you as, and how what you have actually inside which you are unable to cope?
First of all, ma'am, I would like to connect my physical health with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel very nice with my physically, if I don't feel okay, then automatically mood swings मेरे down हो जाते हैं. Then first reason is this: people assume that I am an irritating girl, जो मेरा irritated mood रहता है, but due to the physical health, तो वो sometimes वो रहता है.
Okay.
Second is I am positive and hardworking very much often, but sometimes I am stressed because I do have lots of sessions, my studies, my career tensions. तो वो automatically face पे झलकते, तो people say तुम परेशान है, तुम तो थकी हुई लगती हो. तो वो ऊपर से जो देख रहे हैं, मैं हमेशा परेशान लगती हूँ, but वो अंदर से वो चीज रीजन क्या है वो नहीं पता. एंजाइटी समटाइम्स आई फील, क्या होगा, फैमिली इश्यूज, पीपल से कि सब अच्छा हो जाएगा एंड ऑल, बट व्हेन इट टेक्स लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस ना, ये फैमिली में जो होता है ना, फिर वो तो झलकता ही है सामने से. फिर मूड स्विंग्स, एंगर, एंड एंगर के पीछे मेरा शायद से ओवर केयरिंग रीजन है. ओवर केयरिंग, तो वो एंगर के पीछे जो
Expectation.
रीजन है वो नीचे है, और वो ऊपर जो रिफ्लेक्शन है वो एंगर है.
Absolutely.
दिस इज हाउ आई कनेक्ट माय बिहेवियर.
मैम वन क्लैरिफिकेशन हियर, ओवर केयरिंग मतलब क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस भी है बहुत ज्यादा लोगों से?
No, ma'am, actually expectations to nahi, but if I talk about my siblings or my friends, that I care for them a lot.
Okay.
But वो
And you get
जैसे
worried
अगर
about it.
I get worried उनके फ्यूचर के लिए. If I suggest something और वो नहीं सुनते हैं,
Right.
और उनके लिए वो चीज ठीक है, जैसे लाइक आवर पेरेंट्स नहीं समझते तो फिर हमें डांट के समझाते हैं, तो वो डांट कभी कभी नेगेटिव चली जाती है, बट उसके पीछे का जो केयरिंग नेचर है वो लोग नहीं समझ पाते. ऐसा कभी कभी होता है.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
Now,
you.
coming to the application part. ये तो activity हुआ. We did the activity part. Now, what about the application? How do we take information from here and then proceed? Like if I have to suggest, Sakshi ma'am, how do I
Yes.
go on carrying out the session? Can
Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
highlight on this? Then we'll see how it can be done.
We can deal with work-life balance.
Very
We're
good.
looking
Yes.
at
Yes.
how she can balance her family and her work.
Absolutely. Thank you. One of the prime reasons which she highlighted was her health issues. If you have noticed, the first thing which she said was physical health issues, which stresses her out. So here, a lot of stress management techniques will be required. You know, how can I reduce my stress? And that can be done through physical activities. If you want to reduce stress, it has to be through physical activities first. You know, keeping in mind her physical health issues, we try out a few stress management techniques, which may reduce the sudden anger bursts. You know, maybe if I'm not wrong, Sakshi ma'am,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you are physically not well, it is more like you react very fast. You get
Yes, I
irritated
do.
very
I
fast.
do.
Yes.
I
So
do
that is due
pause.
to.
I reflect very बहुत जल्दी.
So that's the quick temper which we are seeing. But actually, my body is fighting for me.
Yes.
The body goes into a stress response, you know, alarm response, which is triggered through the the fight and flight response set. So every time you are stressed or not well, your body is going into that, and a lot of energy is accumulating in your muscles.
Yes, ma'am.
So you start doing muscle relaxation here. Okay,
Yes,
maybe a
ma'am.
stress ball will help. Why do we use stress balls? Because it releases tension from our muscles, keeps us more calmer. We don't react fast.
Okay, ma'am.
So some light physical techniques or relaxation techniques will help you a lot with positive visualization. If I have to start off my sessions, I will do a lot of progressive relaxation, positive visualization, safe space techniques with her, where she goes into a very calm, relaxed state. Safe space is the best way to relate here. Whenever she's feeling threatened, worried, anxious, she goes into her own safe space in her mind and stays there for some time. It's kind of an indirect way of meditating.
Yes, ma'am.
So this will help a lot with all the other problems. Now, if we come to overthinking and overcaring, family issues, how can she set aside all these things and start taking care of her own mental health? We can see a lot of external factors here which is bothering her, and that's why she's reacting very fast. Not that she's an angry person, but due to some other reasons, concerns, anxiety, workload, she's unable to manage. And other people are seeing her to be a very irritated person all the time. So the moment, if we problem solve, the moment she starts calming herself down, de-stressing herself down, people will start noticing differences in her, and they will also start respecting what she feels. Any other
I do agree.
suggestions?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think we can also suggest her to ask her family doctor. Can we? Means, see, if there are, as she is mentioning, physical concerns, physical health, so we can also rule out the physical things and start with relaxations also. Is it?
Yes, yes, that's what we discussed right now. We start off with relaxation exercises for her, since physical stress is very much, visible in her. That physical stress symptoms are very much visible, which is leading to all the anxiety, mood swings, irritability. All these things are surfacing on top. Okay, source may be the physical health, and then other things like overthinking, family issues, and overcaring personality. All these things are adding on to the stressor, adding on to her stress level as well. So,
Ma'am, may I?
yes, Kosha.
Ma'am, we can also suggest her to keep healthy boundaries. I think that could be helpful.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Coming to this, exactly. Boundaries are very important. You may be concerned about someone, you may be very worried, but setting boundaries also needs a lot of, courage and a lot of hard work at the same time. Because the moment you start setting boundaries, people will become very unpleasant around you. But it is very much required for you. Setting healthy boundaries without being rude. As Sakshi ma'am was saying, that I become very irritated, and if they don't do certain things which I'm concerned about, I get very angry with them. So, first, you need a lot of affirmations within yourself. You need to affirm what you think is for the other people's good. And second, drawing boundaries. Let's see, I have discussed a lot of times with you that this would be a very good way to start off, or this is my suggestion. Now it would be your discretion how you take it. I have done my
Excuse me, ma'am.
responsibility.
Yes.
I'm concerned.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sakshi.
मैम एक्चुअली ये जितना भी मैंने मेंशन किया आइसबर्ग का, ये 2020 तक था.
Okay.
What I have done is I have taken a stand for myself.
Right.
और जो सबसे बड़ा स्टैंड में आई एग्री विद क्वेश्चन मैम, एक हेल्दी बाउंड्रीज आई हैव क्रिएटेड फॉर माई सेल्फ, उससे बहुत स्टैंड आउट. एंड सेकेंड इज मेरी फिजिकल हेल्थ के लिए मुझे एक्सरसाइज बताई गई थी, मैं वो भी कर रही हूँ.
Very good.
एंड थर्ड इज मैं अब लोगों का माइंडसेट बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे से समझने लग गई हूँ, थोड़ा शांत रहकर, जिससे मैं सोचा था आई टेक अ पॉज एंड देन मैं चली जाती हूँ एंड देन सोचती हूँ अगर मैं होती तो क्या फील होता, एंड देन आई रिफ्लेक्ट. अब ये चेंज आया है, तो ये जो था ये पूरा 3 मंथ्स पहले का था, अब धीरे धीरे हुआ है. बट थैंक्स अ लॉट, आप लोगों ने रिस्पेक्ट करी मेरे इमोशंस की, मैंने जो भी लिखा. थैंक यू ऑल एंड सीरियसली थैंक यू एंड लव यू ऑल. थैंक यू.
Wonderful. And we are glad that you have come out of it and you're working on yourself. That's a very good thing to do. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing. Thank you for sharing.
I have a question.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Like there are some housewives or women who are too occupied with their work that they don't have the time to take therapy. They can't attend sessions. So
Right.
occupied. How can we help them take some time off for themselves? They keep themselves busy. They may not be asked to do, but there is this, they are conditioned to keep working all day. So
Right.
how can we?
Workaholics, if we talk about being too perfect all the time, that's another personality trait which we are looking into. But then you can have your self-care toolkit. We all should have one. It's not only our profession, all the professions, in fact. If you're feeling stressed out, these are the things which I like doing or I can engage in. I have a list and everything is put together in a small box, or maybe a basket or somewhere where I can easily access and take out and start doing that. And a lot of self training or self talk is required in that. Not only through counseling sessions, but also you need to talk to yourself that I need a break sometimes. So that break time, I will just do whatever I feel like doing and not work. I have to take a break. No matter how important work I have, I can do it after my break. Okay, so a lot of self talk, self engagement is required in this case. Okay, that's called the self-care toolkit, which we have, which we should all incorporate.
How do we motivate them?
Motivate them in the sense the perfectionist.
take
Who
some
are
time
always
out for
working, workaholics, you can start asking them to implement the Pomodoro technique, Pomodoro principle. Okay, there what happens is you have slots of 25 minutes each. Once you teach them, once you psychoeducate them about the technique, they will start implementing if they want to at all. What you do is 25 minutes work, 10 minutes break, 25 minutes work, 10 minutes break, 25 minutes work, and then break. So it's like concrete working system. It's called Pomodoro system, and it's extremely effective for students, for professionals, everyone. I work solid 25 minutes. I set a timer. When the timer goes off, I just get up. You know, those smart watches are for that. If you're sitting there for too long, they start beeping. It's the same way. You know, you get up 10 minutes, you walk around, do your own thing. Maybe you can just have a stroll or drink something or make something for yourself and then sit down and do your work another 25 minutes. Again, take a break. So have a to-do list and a not to-do list in front of you so that you engage positively. Okay, so this is one of the techniques which you can suggest them, and it really works very well. They find the motivation, 25 minutes, I'm straight hell-bent on completing that work, and that also sets a limit to them. I have 25
What
minutes,
system
I
is
will
that
do
you
the work.
said? Pomodoro, what system it is?
Pomodoro principle. I'm
Pomodoro
typing it up.
principle.
Yeah. In our blog, we have written about it. You can go and check on our website.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Welcome. Very effective technique. And along with that, have a to-do list. We all have to-do list, that what I need to do, and a not to-do list. I keep on telling my students to do this. Not to-do list is extremely important because then we don't waste our time. These are the things which we are not supposed to do when we are in, in some concrete work. And we finish our work also very early if you pace yourself in that way. So we digressed a lot from our original topic. Okay, so going back to this, if it was a child, how would you go about it? Not such heavy terms will be written by a child. Since we have done this, we have got an example of how to go about it and what to look for. For a child, it would be more of a simpler term which they are using, or maybe it can also be that they have not written anything which is bothering them. They'll just write about their qualities. So how would you start connecting?
Me time, ma'am. Something simpler. Me
Sorry?
time. And me time. Me time. Something
Yes.
simpler for a child to understand. Time,
Yes.
what you enjoy doing. From even they study, they also have their life. Doing something
Right.
you enjoy. Maybe a craft, an activity, or you like to play an
Absolutely.
instrument.
Adding greenery to the environment. Adding greenery to the environment.
Yes, they can engage in certain physical activities. Even gardening helps them a lot to connect with their environment. You can teach them mindfulness, how to be mindful. And if they have anger issues, restlessness issues, you can always help them in kind of composing themselves through other activities. Okay, we have a lot of anxiety management techniques, a lot of ADHD techniques, cancellation sheets, coloring sheets. Okay, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique for anxiety. These are tools which you can give them. Okay, so I'll be talking about your tools and how to curate all your tools and keep it in one place the next day when I talk about the counseling skills also. I'll briefly touch upon it. But if it was a child over here, if they had only written that I have these particular qualities, I'm helpful, but on top they have written anger, stressed or hardworking, all these things they have written on top. Below it, they have just written I'm helpful, I have lots of friends, I have my parents are always working. If these are the terms which are coming to surface, how would we go about it? The same thing if we just switch the terms at the bottom. I'm helpful. My parents are always working. I have lots of friends, but at the same time, he's perceived to be angry. How can we go about talking to them? How can we thread the entire session? Where do we start from? Anyone would like to try?
Ma'am, we could perhaps use some non-directive way of asking the child what we are going to do.
Yes, can you?
First
Yeah.
go step by step. First we go ahead with the family part, then we move to
Mhm.
something else.
Mm-hmm. So, see, what you have said is perfect. What the child has written, just reiterate. I can see that you have written yourself to be very helpful. How do you help your friends? Or how do you help people around you? Okay, that's maybe a question you can ask the child. The child opens up that I have given this and this, I have shared my belongings to with the friend. Then you say that, okay, I understand that you have shared, but then why do your friends say that you become very angry at the smallest contact and you start hitting? Have they hurt you in any possible way? Are you hurt or are you angry? Which one is it? So once you start verbalizing their emotions, they try to understand, is it that the person has angered me or hurt me, that's why I have hit back, or is it something else? I have a serious problem with my anger, I cannot manage my temper. So if it's about temper management, it is something else. You have to vigorously involve the child in various activities and use CBT worksheets for anger management. But if it is something unrelated, something that no, the my friends doesn't talk to me, I feel I have a lot of friends, but they don't share their things. So there, a lot of peer management is required. You can incorporate their friends in a group session and start doing this particular activity with the other children as well, in order to understand where is the thinking gap. Why isn't the child bonding with them? Okay, maybe you can make them sit together and do this particular activity in the class, so that you know what's the class's viewpoint about this child. Small groups or big groups.
Ma'am, so the peers, the friends, they have to talk about that particular child, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
They write about each other. If it's a small group thing, they sit down and write about each other. It will be a little elaborate, but then also you'll get a clear picture of how each of these friends feel about one another. It can be also done with family members. If you feel there is a thinking gap, you can start involving parents in this activity as well in a separate session. So you ask the parents to engage in this and understand what is actually happening.
Ma'am, I had a small doubt. Like, what if it is not in a school setting? What if it is not in a school setting? And what if it is in a private counselor setting? How do you actually interact with the kids' friends and get them to talk about his behavior?
In that case, you have to only limit the sessions to the child and make them realize where they are going, where things are going wrong. So you have to stick to that. If it's not possible in a school, if it's not possible in a personal setup. School setup, of course, it becomes much more easier to understand. But in a personal setup, you have to go by the family members, maybe the parents, as well as what the child feels about it. You can also ask the parents to engage in this and observe, what they have seen on top of the iceberg and what they have seen in the child, which is below, lying below. And once the child also sees, he or she will feel good that my parents think that I have these qualities inside me. And then they start opening up. Okay, there are limitations in your private setup with children especially, but then this will in itself be a very powerful activity for children. Once you start doing it, you will understand how powerful it is. Okay, so many things come up, and especially when they are engaging in coloring, drawing, and once they are talking and when they see you doing it, they become very excited and write a lot of things.
Also, ma'am, we can ask about what are the instances they get angry at. So we may get some trigger points.
Yes.
Okay.
We can also ask.
Draw. Yes, Kosha.
Ma'am, we can also ask specific questions like what typically angers you.
Yes, of course. See, this is, each of, just let me tell you this briefly, each of these activities will be linked with other activities. It is not in totality that you will be doing only one and you will get all your answers, as I've told you earlier. You have to link each activity. If the child is showing resistance, stop there. Don't have to probe the child, keep on doing it, ask questions. No, these are simple tools which you can start implementing. If it is not working out, go to other tools. Use some other tools which the child will be comfortable. Our aim is to make the child feel comfortable as well as to understand what's actually happening inside the child so that we can guide them properly. Okay, our aim is not to finish off this activity at one go and one sitting and done with it. Okay, I've got all my answers. It never happens that way. Okay, you have to keep on experimenting. This should be in your toolkit. You have a list. Okay, I have these resources. How can I use them for this particular child? It may not be suitable for every child who's coming to you. Okay. And what you can wrap up is you can ask the child to draw a very small ship somewhere, and you can ask them like, how can you help yourself, or who can help you in order to, bridge this gap. Okay, so they can draw a small ship right at the corner, and they can write about certain helpful factors which they can bring along. As for Sakshi ma'am, she has said boundaries. She has discovered that. So she can write down drawing boundaries or engaging in physical exercises to relieve my stress. So that will be also a reminder to the children what to do exactly, what can be there in their toolkit, in coping toolkit, in order to overcome that situation. Okay, or who's going to help them? Who are the people who can help the child? What are the things the child can take up? So you ask them to draw a simple ship and then color them and then write down a few more things.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yes, Sotri.
Yes, ma'am. As opposed to what Kosha said, like if we ask a child what angers you, don't you think it will be a bit more directive and it would like
yes,
create
it will be
confusion for the
direct.
child? Yeah, so we could perhaps use some a non-directive way, and we could use pick up any particular area which we
Yes.
wrote below the iceberg, then we can redirect that.
Yes.
Ma'am, we can ask about the situation which makes him or her anger.
That will be directive, as even Otri was saying. It can be a little, challenging for the child to express. But if the child doesn't want to engage, this shouldn't be the approach in the first go. Let the child express. What do you think about? Maybe if I have to take over here, what about you being friendly? Like, what all times have you felt that you are a very friendly person? But now, what actually happened that you feel that you are a very angry child? Okay, so these are certain cues which you can take up, and as Dolly ma'am is writing that involving friends will obviously you have to take permission from them. But generally what happens is while talking to the teachers, while talking to the children in the class, especially if you're a school counselor, the children already know you. They come in big groups and complain about a child. It happens sometimes. So that way indirectly you can involve them in certain activities. Okay, may not be always possible, but whichever is possible, do ask their permission if they want to engage in that particular activity, and then move on. If it is required at all. So it will be like a mutual setting. It's not only that all children are writing about this particular child. It should be that child also writes about others. It shouldn't be that everyone is writing about complaints and this and that for the child. It should be vice versa. Each one of them gets the chance. If it's a small group, 2-3 children together, they can write about each other's thing on the iceberg itself. Yes. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, if I talk about a boy who is in 8th or in 7th standard, and he watches a porn and he wants to touch girls, so accordingly, should we consider a boy in a child, or like in what sense? Like, I am confused. बच्चे का माइंडसेट एडल्ट लिविंग में सोच के आए या बच्चे का बचपना समझें या छोटा है तो गलत पाथ पे चला गया, क्या समझें और कैसे करें इस चीज को?
See, touching other people, there is a deep-rooted problem somewhere in the family. Okay, this is what I have observed over these years. If they have a compulsive behavior of touching girls and not understanding, it may cause a lot
No,
of stress.
it's not compulsive. It is only towards girls, or not compulsive. कभी कभी की
Whichever, maybe not compulsive or maybe intentional or whatever the thing is, if there is some kind of touching behavior, immediately you need to, involve the parents as well regarding this. But being a school counselor, there are lots of limitations which I'm going to talk about. You cannot directly confront parents. Okay, that might go against you. They might get furious about certain things that you're trying to blame the child, and a lot of blame game goes on. So very tactfully you have to put across, okay, very nicely you have to put it across to the parents, but first talk to the teacher as well. Observe the behavior and have a joint meeting always. Keep the principal informed if you are actually informing about this behavior. But if you are going for counseling of such children, there are a lot of issues with care at home. This is my general observation. You can try doing this with the child, or there are certain other kind of CBT therapies, CBT worksheets which can be used as well to understand their acts.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Psychoeducation over here is required. You need to talk to the child at length as to what is causing them. Especially, this is a topic which children will steer clear of. They will not open up in front of you very fast.
Yes, ma'am.
They will not open up. So you need other techniques to first engage, build rapport with them, get them into confidence, and then slowly work towards it. The moment they get a lot of warmth, care, and affection, they start stopping, they stop doing all these things. But as we also know the other side of it, there are facets of growing up, when they are exposed to a lot of media where they are seeing these things and they are unable to control their impulses. So a lot of time parents need to be involved in this case, because directly work with them. It may go against you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Okay,
what
very
if the
common.
child says, ma'am, if it's regarding to ma'am Sakshi's thing, what if the child says, no, my father's going to beat me if you go in this thing?
Yeah, that's what
don't go
I'm
and tell
telling you,
anybody.
Yeah. You first need to talk to the child, after listening to other children, first need to understand what is actually happening. Give the child a chance, but at the same time, if you're in a school setting, keep everyone, all the, not everyone, in fact, the topmost authority, here in this case, the principal, informed about this is what is happening and we are planning. The plan of action needs to be discussed with the authorities before moving on, because this would be a very serious allegation on the child and it cannot be done without the parents' help.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
There are certain boundaries in a school setting which you can't cross. Private practice, it becomes easier in this case. You can highlight the issue to the parents only without involving the entire school's people, and then you start working on the child separately. But in a school setting, it becomes very, even if you don't want, it becomes public, especially if it has come from a teacher. Okay, so be very careful in these cases.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I just missed on this part where you said if there's a touching behavior in the child, compulsive or not. Mostly the case is like you said something which I missed. It's a case of family, something you said.
It's generally reflects some kind of lack of care.
Lack of care. Oh.
If it's done very compulsively, if it is done very often, even after speaking to the child keeps on touching other children.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
And if it's deliberate, the child will be very cautious once or twice and the child stops. But if it is involuntary, many a times you will have involuntary touching from the children. So that's the time when you need to also incorporate good touch and bad touch concepts when you are in a counseling setup with the child.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so
do we have special websites which provide us with the CBT worksheets for children?
Websites, there are lots of websites which gives you certain limited number of worksheets. But you can buy it on Amazon. You get lots of good books on CBT with children. I'll forward you the links, like forward you the names and the references which you can refer to. Websites, few of them has, I think Counseling Kelly is a good website to check on for children. He gives quite often a few free worksheets and all to work on.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So today we stop here. Do try out these activities at home with the kids or on your family members. You know, not only restricted to this age group. These activities which I've been discussing can be done on any age group. You know, it comes up very naturally. So try it out. Unless you try out, you'll not be able to connect the dots. Okay, the more you try, the more you practice, the more you will see it become much more clearer.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
What time is it tomorrow?
Thank you, ma'am.
Tomorrow 4. Again, back to the same time.
Okay, so this whole week it's going to be 4 to 5,
4,
right?
4 to 5.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ma'am, what was the website name you were saying?
Counselor Kelly, if I'm not wrong. I'll still look into it and then forward. Bye, everyone.